One day, a pastor was fascinated by a bumper sticker on a car in front of him. He pulled dangerously close behind the car so he could see it clearly. Have you ever done that? I've been known to follow a car down the road just so I could see what is it that bumper sticker says? Well, this bumper sticker read, "I am a generic Christian." And then in small letters under that it said, "Ask me what I mean." Fully intrigued, the pastor followed the car, and he followed the car right into the car wash so he could find out more. And as they waited for their cars to be washed, the pastor approached the man and said, "Hey, you're the guy with that bumper sticker that says I'm a generic Christian?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, tell me about that bumper sticker." The man smiled and said that he was a member of a local church, but he was so tired of labels, the labels that were attached to so many Christians. He just wanted to proclaim a different kind of message. He wanted to know the world to know that he was a Christian who was not tied to any label. Therefore, he was a generic Christian. The pastor thought, well, you know what? That man might have a point. But then he thought a little longer. You know what? I actually think that's our problem. I think we have too many generic Christians and not enough disciples. You know, generic means general. Something that has no trademark. However, as Christians, we are marked. We're marked with the trademark of Christ. A generic Christian sounds like one who might lack passion. You know, Christian in name only. Generic Christians might be the ones who pull out their Christianity on the way to church on Sunday morning and then drop it at the door on the way out. Maybe they're Christians when it's convenient, but they can change like a chameleon when it gets in the way. As we encounter Jesus today, he's looking for commitment. He wants something more than generic Christians. We enter the gospel in the midst of him preaching the Sermon on the Mount, and he has just said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And now Jesus turns to them. And this time his message becomes much more personal. He says, you, right out there, you are the salt of the earth. He says, but if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It's no longer good for anything. By beginning with the word you, Jesus emphasizes to the disciples and to us that we have a calling and a responsibility to be influential in the world. He's telling us that we are valuable, that we need to go about bringing flavor to life. We need to be more than generic Christians. He continued, you are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under a bushel basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others. You know, in biblical days, they had no matches, and so once a lamp was lit, they never wanted that flame to go out. So they didn't leave a naked flame, for it might be blown out by a breeze or even set fire to the house. If it blew out, they would have to tediously strike a light again. So if they were trying to preserve the light and save the light, the natural thing was for them to put it under the biggest pot in the house, the bushel measure. Thus, Jesus' comment about not hiding it away, not putting it under the bushel basket, would have been clearly understood. Jesus was pretty clear when he said, "You are the light of the world." You are not just the light of your life, but you're called to take your light out into the world, to find ways to brighten the dark places of the world for others. Oh, we see so many dark places around us that need lighting. I want you to notice that in both statements, Jesus says, "You are," not "you will be." He says, "You are the salt. You are the light. You already have these gifts within you ready for them to be used." Little Janny told her mother, "Mom, today in Sunday school we learned about letting our light shine. But I'm a little confused because you never told me how to turn my light on. So I don't know how to let my light shine." Her mom chuckled and said to her, "Oh, Janie, the light of Jesus is already inside, and it shines every time you do something nice for somebody, or you're getting along with your brother, or you're helping." So later that afternoon, Janie's mother heard this noise coming from the playroom, and she heard her son yell, "Mom, Janie's hitting me. She's hurting me." Mom walks into the playroom and she says, "Hey, what's going on in here?" Janie says, "I guess I blowed myself out." As we use our lives for Christ, we need to keep from blowing ourselves out, and we need to let his light shine through us to bring the light of Jesus to the world. As I look around this sanctuary, I see your faces, and I am reminded of all the ways each one of you uses your light to brighten the world. I see people who give hugs or greet others generously. I see those who visit the sick or work with our refugee family or make meals for those who are recuperating or buy dog food for the pet center, or who guide children in our schools, or who coach, or who help with our government to make our state a better place, or who help with the homeless, or who make food for our soup kettle. And you know what? I look at you, and that list just goes on and on. For I see people who do volunteer in a variety of places, and for whom the light of Jesus just shines through. Author Marianne Williamson said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Rather, our fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." We are powerful beyond measure, for we were born to display the glory of God that is within us, to let that glow through. It's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. This week I was reflecting and thinking about Jan Embry. Many of you will remember her. Little Jan was around here for more than 20 years. She worked with our Sunday school. And I think of her at this time of the year because she died 6 years ago. It's hard for me to get my head around the fact that it's already been 6 years. Jan was one of those people who truly carried the light of Christ within her. Her love for Jesus shone through in the way she cared for people in simple gestures. A greeting, a hug, a great big smile, A telephone call, a note, a small gift, a Valentine, a birthday card. She made a monthly birthday banner and hung it up downstairs each year, each month. You know, so many people told me that Jan never forgot their birthday or a special occasion. She always made others feel special. I believe her light shone for Jesus. She loved us all. I see that in so many of you as well. Thank you for letting your light shine so that others might see it too. Mother Teresa was speaking to a group of religious sisters who represented many of the North American orders. After her talk, she said, "Now, are there any questions?" And one of the sisters sitting in the front row said, yes, I have one. You know, most of the orders represented here have been losing members. It seems that more and more women are leaving all the time. And yet, I don't understand it because your order is attracting thousands upon thousands to join. So tell me, what do you do? Without hesitating, Mother Teresa said, "I give them Jesus." Yes, I know, said the woman, but habits, take habits for example. Do your women object to wearing habits? And what about the rules of order? Do they accept them? How do you do it? "I give them Jesus," Mother Teresa said. Yes, I know, Mother, said the woman, but you know, can you be more specific? "I give them Jesus," Mother Teresa repeated again. "Mother," said the woman, "we are all aware of the fine work you do. Right now I'm asking about something else." Mother Teresa said quietly, "I give them Jesus. There is nothing else." What do we have that the world can't find anywhere else? What do we have that needs to shine forth from us? We have Jesus. We have Jesus. We have the light of Jesus. Being bearers of the light, we need to do as so many of you do, and as Jan did, and as Mother Teresa did. Mother Teresa gave them Jesus, not by worrying about habits or rules of the order, but by ministering to their needs, by loving them as Jesus loved. Oh, we are not the source of our light, but we are reflectors of a much greater source. There is one who has touched our lives and given us the power and the authority to touch others. One who has said to us, you are the salt of the earth. Make others thirsty for me. You are the light of the world. Draw others out of the darkness to me. You are my disciples. Bring my love to the world. Go out into the world and spread the good news. What can you give the world? What can I give the world? Jesus. We can bear the light that illumines Jesus for them to see. We can give them Jesus. There is nothing else. Thanks be to God. Amen.